coaches who appreciate it.
That's right.
Well, Coach Getsy, a couple days to review Ole Miss. What are your impressions of them so far?
You know, they're a really good team. Defensively, they're attacking. I mean, they do a lot of stuff. You know, the pressures that they bring, they're really going to be a challenge for us this week. We're going to have to do a great job of communicating and identifying it. You know, they have wrinkles every week. Last week they had some wrinkles for Vanderbilt. They brought some serious pressure to them and caused them some problems too. So we know we're going to see something that we haven't prepared for, and we just have to do a great job of communicating and being on the same page and trusting our rules, and we'll be fine.
A lot of people say, well, it's just another game, but for your quarterback, it's really not just another game. It's a really important game. How do you help him kind of manage the emotions and stay within himself?
Well, I think he's just got to lean on everything he's built on this year. You know, those first couple plays, there's going to be a lot of emotion. There's going to be a lot of energy. You know, and that happens in these types of games. You know, you gotta let those first couple plays happen. You got to take a hit. You got to complete a ball, and then once that happens, I think just any player can give you the same experience. You kind of just go back into the zone, and you kind of lose the atmosphere, and then you get back into doing what you normally do on a daily basis and a weekly basis.
Coach, you've seen these kids and growing up knowing how big this rivalry is when they see it on the schedule each year and growing up. So just for your thoughts, how big is this for the state of Mississippi?
It's huge. It really is. I mean, it's exciting. It really I'm fortunate to be a part of it, honestly. It's Packers, Bears, having that opportunity was really fun. It was a really cool thing to be a part of. But the pride within this state is just awesome. This state loves football, and so this game, I kind of got here, and I knew Ole Miss, Mississippi State was a big deal, but I didn't realize how big of a deal. And then you get around recruiting, and you get in those schools, and some teachers are for you, and some teachers are against you, and but that's part of it, man. That's what makes this thing really exciting and really special to be a part of.
What's been the reaction of your team so far this week? How would you assess their performance or preparation?
Yeah, it's obviously the short week makes it a challenge. A lot more mental than it is physical. Throwing a lot at those guys, and I thought they did a really nice job today responding to that. We threw a lot at them to try to get as much into their heads as early as we possibly could in the game week. So I think we're on track. I really do, and we're going to have another great day tomorrow. And from that point on, it'll just be, getting repetitions, the mental, from the mental point of view, because the physical part's probably pretty much over now. We're trying to maintain that same week that we normally have, and we got after it a little bit today, and they responded really well.
Taking the Alabama game sort of out of the equation, have you been pleased with the kind of balanced approach to the previous 3 or 4 games, how the offense is mixing things up and when they do it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great example of a team finding its identity. Wish we could have found it maybe a hair earlier, but we didn't, and that's okay. But these guys have responded week after week to the challenges that's presented. We've gotten better every single week, and I think last week was a great example of that. Those guys came out and played really well, and we distributed the ball to a bunch of different people, and a lot of people had a lot of success. So it was a fun week, and I think it was a great depiction of who we're becoming.
Was the script going into the game against Arkansas with their defense to come out throwing on first down like that early? It was just what you saw on the field.
No, yeah, it was both. It was a plan. Coach was going to be aggressive early, and in his first script of plays, there was 10 shots on there that we wanted to take. So we knew we were going to come out with some of those shots early. We were fortunately able to run the ball really well, so we kind of leaned on that and kind of took control of the game.
Was the passing success at the end of the game set up by the running?
Yeah, it was, and then they were trying to stop the run, and they put people up in the box, and they came up and pressed us on the outside, and so we took advantage of that. We felt like we had some pretty good matchups, and those guys went up and made some plays too.
You mentioned getting to spread the ball around a lot of people. You've done that each week now recently. Different guys are making the plays, catching the ball, scoring touchdowns. Was that the idea going in, or just how things developed?
I think it's kind of been how since spring ball and in training camp, we just week to week guys are just making plays, and it's been kind of difficult to just put it on one guy, and that's a good thing, And I think we've got multiple guys in the backfield that can run the football. I think even at the quarterback position, we got 2 guys we feel really good about that can make some plays. And then at the wideout, there's just a good group of guys. We got 6, 7, 8 guys out there competing at a high level and being very productive. So all in all, I think it's been, I don't know if that was the plan, but the guys have responded and they're answering the call every time. So keep doing it that way.
It might be a better question for Coach Huff, but how do y'all balance during the game using Harris and Kylan, assuming obviously both of them are healthy?
Yeah, no, I think it's it's always been my perspective that, you know, you want to have multiple guys touching the ball. And then you get into the groove of the game, and when someone's feeling it, I think that's just, you know, something you have to ride. You know, like Aris, you know, he gets met on that 3rd and 2 and spins out of it. I mean, you get in the flow of those games, and you know guys are responding like that. You got to keep giving them the ball, and then I think that we've kind of just we've been doing that all year.